Hey y'all, it's Elisha and welcome back to Elisha's Crafty Hoplop. Happy hump day y'all. Happy hump day. Well, I'm on here for a couple of things today. And the first is I want to tell you a little bit about the superheroes who in the past 10 days in our community have gone above and beyond. And I mean that. I want to underscore that. Above and beyond to try to find supplies for people in states where they can't get supplies. These women are not part of the angel team, y'all. These are women who on their own have been out searching and finding and trying to figure out who needs and what to get. So, a couple of them are going to be like, oh, it was nothing. No, it was not nothing what they've done. And I want to do this video partially in recognition of them. The first person I'm going to tell you about is Lisa Douglas. So Lisa Douglas and Tami Stampin Therapy noticed that, we were supposed to get out 13, 14 kits. We ended up getting out over 20. But clearly we did not have enough to send everybody the right amount of masks. Sometimes we sent off, let's say to Leticia, a package with masks, right? And Leticia got my package with masks, but I didn't have enough to send her two for each person, which means they couldn't have one to wear and to wash. But that's the best we could do, y'all. Well, Lisa and Tami are very smart ladies. They didn't say a word, y'all, but they caught on. They caught on to this problem. You know what they did? They went, sewed up a bunch of masks and sent a whole bunch off. Yep, they did. Both Lisa Douglas and Tami. And I can't thank you enough for that. I really can't. Because you know what? You did it without even saying anything. You just caught on and tried to fill that gap. And you know what? That, in my opinion, that makes you a superhero. Seriously, for what you did. The next person I'm going to draw your attention to is Michelle Bastian. And she's for sure going to be like, oh, it was nothing. It was not nothing, y'all. Michelle, like me, lives with very serious, complicated health issues. And I mean serious. And so every time she goes out shopping, it's a risk to her health. Well, she has been going out over and over and over again. Now, thankfully, in non-rush hour shopping hours, so it's safer, but still it's a risk. Why is she going out over and over again? In her area, just like here, there are limits on how many of each item you can buy. So she has access to some supplies that are desperately needed, but she's only allowed to buy one or two every time she goes. And people in her community, just like here, aren't so quick to give up their one or two supplies because they need them for themselves. So even if she asked 3 people in line, they won't necessarily do it for her. And she tries to go when there's no one in line. So often she goes and there's no one to ask. Y'all, she's been going out and out and out and over again in order to find supplies for people. And she actually has managed to hoplop together a bunch of supplies. And she contacted me and said, all right, how do we prioritize? Well, that's very tough to do. Clearly we know people in Florida are in desperate need. So that's easy. But y'all, there are states just behind Florida now. So, when we were initially doing this, it was easy to identify people like Belinda or Bonnie. When we're talking about chemotherapy, y'all, there's no question, right? Anyone getting over a surgery like P, no question, right? Or a scary Carrie, they need supplies. It's just that simple. So those ones were easy to prioritize. What's not easy to prioritize is afterwards. Because how do you choose? Do you send it to a mom of young kids because you're worried that if that mom gets sick, then who looks after the family? It's almost an impossible job because everybody needs. But I do want to say that Michelle has put herself at great risk to do this. And again, y'all, nobody asked her to. She did this all by herself. And she is definitely a superhero. And the other one is Sabrina Crafty Mom Son, who you all know single-handedly in the beginning of this COVID thing, saved my building. Well, she's at it again, y'all. This time for our whole community. And I cannot tell you, just like Michelle, how many trips that woman has made to different stores in order to get supplies. It's remarkable. It's just remarkable. And again, she has a serious health issue. So she's doing this because she wants to make sure she saves as many people in our community as she can. Now, if that isn't a superhero, I don't know what is. And y'all, Brandy went out searching for me for an aerosol. And again, I couldn't believe it. Went out searching and searching and searching. We are so blessed to have these superheroes in our community. And you know what? The angel team is blown away. Because when you join the angel team, you're making a commitment every month to do something for someone. But these folks, y'all, they just went and did this because they wanted to help everybody. They did this quietly. They did it. I mean, they need some superhero status, y'all. So if you end up getting some supplies, let me tell y'all, it's thanks to one of those ladies and the risks that they took. And I, for one, am super proud. I'm so proud to know them. And I just wanted you all to know that they've done this. And, maybe take a minute to say to them, thank you. Because this is superhero level status. I'll put a list of these ladies down below so you don't forget who they are. We're just really, really lucky. Just so very lucky to have these women in our community, and the fact that they're willing to take these risks to help us, right? Really, we're lucky. All right, so we have some superheroes. We also have 2 new angels. And I'm so glad you joined the team. And again, thank you for running and hitting the ground running and starting off by sending out urgent supplies. For the rest of you, look, crafting keeps us sane. That's what gets us through this. When we're super stressed out, crafting helps so much. When we can't sleep at night because of spiders, crafting totally keeps us sane. If you can grant a wish this month for someone, please do. Because our angel team is all tied up in trying to get COVID supplies. And y'all know the prices have all gone up, right? Those little alcohol pads that should be $2.99 or $3.99 are anywhere from $6.99 to $15.99. So their angel budgets aren't going as far. And we're trying to stretch them as far as possible. But it would be really great if our regular community could support the We Wishes this month so that we're able to get more COVID stuff out. And yet people will still get crafting supplies. And y'all, I took a look at the We Wishes. They're not huge, y'all. They're not. Most of them are $4 or $5 or less. In fact, many of them are $2. If you could actually, if you could just take that on this month and help fill those needs so people can keep crafting, that would be wonderful. Because that way we can focus on the expensive life-saving supplies. But we still need to craft. People still need supplies to craft with. So that's mental health saving. And that's just actually as important. Because, we've gotten through this together. We've gotten through it by helping each other, by crafting, by being creative, by inspiring. That's how we've gotten through this. So we want to make sure we're still doing, craft supplies. And craft supplies, as you all know, not everybody has access to them in their area. So if you can grant a wish, please do. Please do. Now, on to some exciting news. First of all, I want to tell you that our Halloween hop for this week is shakers. And as y'all know, that could be anything. And we've proven to you that if a wand isn't a wand, well, then a shaker won't be a shaker. So many of you said what was exciting about the collabs this week is that you saw so many projects that were unexpected. Well, that's the whole point of a collab. In a collab, you typically don't make items you make the rest of the time. And the reason for that is you're trying to offer subscribers something inspiring, something new, something they've never seen before. And maybe that'll inspire them to make something new. So I'm so glad so many of you left that comment, because it meant that that's exactly what we were trying to do, was bring you something new. And we're hoping to do that again this week. Well, y'all, it's not the only collab this week. Oh no, I am blessed to be in Crafty Michelle's Christmas collab, and that launches this week too. Now, this is a shorter collab, but it's doing a Crafty Michelle collab is always super exciting. One, because she's just hyper organized, so it's a joy, way better organized than I'll ever be. But also because, again, what she really does is she leaves it open. Her only requirement is that you bring your most inspired game. So for sure you want to check out that collab this weekend. You don't want to miss it, because people are going to be bringing you things for Christmas that maybe you've never seen before. And that's exciting. Oh yeah, that's super exciting. Last but not least, I want to say a special message. So, y'all, I'm good friends with Heather and with Kayla, Crafty Pom Mama. And, Heather's a strong lady. I tell you all that. She's got a lot of integrity, really good values. And so, people often think that she's so tough, she can get through anything. And for the most part, that's true, actually. And Kayla, you know what? She sewed all those masks for everybody, y'all, while surviving a flood in her house, living with her mama, and breaking her ankle. Did y'all know that? Yeah, all those masks Kayla made, she did, while not being at home in her own home and having a broken ankle. Yep, pretty amazing. Well, these two ladies, I have referenced it, but I have not been as clear as I'm about to be. These two ladies are going through an impossibly difficult time. And neither of them are going to come on it and say that so bluntly. So I'm going to. Kayla has had a really bad year. And I mean a really bad year. Everything from the loss of family members, to her house being flooded, to her mama being sick, to breaking her ankle. I can keep going. Do y'all remember that in their area? Do you remember her video? Yeah, they didn't have any food on their shelves during the beginning of COVID. They couldn't even get bread. She's just had one heck of a bad year, y'all. Really bad. And I know many of us have. This has been a hard year for everybody. So if I say it's been a bad year with a capital B, I mean it. It's been really rough. So, and Heather also is going through something that is excruciatingly painful. I'm going to ask that we give as much support to Heather and Kayla as we can. Here's why, y'all. When newbie said, hey, I can't get a swap partner, or hey, my swap partner keeps flaking on me, what did Heather do? She partnered with Pat Sweeney and she built a swap for 50 people. Nobody's ever done that before. Do you know why? Because it's a ton of work. That's why. And then when we needed angels for our collabs as a safety net, Heather stepped up. She's Susan's angel and she offered to be my backup. And did y'all notice? Heather angeled this week for Susan's collab. She is so community oriented, y'all. She gives to our community as often as she can. Right now she needs us. Y'all, if you could leave her a message on her channel, leave her a note of encouragement on one of her videos, send her a card, a happy meal, anything, I would be very grateful to you. If there was ever a time Heather needs our support, y'all, it's now. It's now. And Kayla is in the same boat. Now, probably throughout all this, she'll still make more masks, y'all. She shouldn't be, but she will, because that's who she is. But y'all, Kayla also needs our support. Again, I'm just going to say to you, it has been a year like no other. And I tell her all the time how proud I am of her. Most people who have gone through what Kayla's gone through would have crumbled long ago. And she's handled it, I think, like a trooper. Really like a trooper. But there comes a point, y'all, where it's just too much. And we're right at the precipice of that point. And you know what's going to help her? Support. And support comes in many different fashions, y'all. Doesn't have to be Happy Meal. A card will make a difference. A loving note on her channel will make a difference. A text will make a difference, an email. So I'm going to, again, Pat, one of the things that Pat does for our entire community that is so undervalued is that she coordinates a lot for us because we can't do it all. We try, but we can't. And Pat has put herself in a position where she's willing to do this work with 20% vision, y'all. Can you imagine the amount of emails and texts Pat has to do with 20% vision? But she does it. That's her way of giving back to our community every day. And it's a huge contribution. All right, so I'm going to put Pat's email down below. If you have Heather or Kayla's mailing address or their phone number, by all means, just text them directly and email them directly. Or send them a package or a card directly. But if you don't, I'm listing Pat's email address down below so that you can coordinate with Pat. I'm telling y'all, even just a Dollar Tree bought card would help these two women right now, and they need our help. They truly do. It's not just that they're friends with Carrie, because you all know how, look, we've got Carrie and Marcy right now with COVID, and that for us is devastating. But on top of that, these women have one has something absolutely devastating going on, and the other one just got over something devastating and now is having another thing happen that's traumatic. Y'all, it's just too much. And when things are too much, you need your people, because that's how you get through. You get through together. So I'd appreciate some extra love for Heather and Kayla, please. They need us now. If there was ever a time, they need us now. Last but not least, please do not forget Alice. Again, it's going to take a long time for Alice to get through what she's recently gone through. And she's going to need our ongoing love and support. So those of us that are friends with her are certainly reaching out and letting her know we're there for her. But again, a card goes a long way, y'all. A simple card can change your attitude in 2 seconds. And we all know how to make a card, so let's make some. If you want to send a card to Alice, email me at my address down below, and I will provide you with her contact information. Okay? I'll coordinate Alice's, and Miss Pat will coordinate Heather and Kayla's. And for Carrie, if you're interested in sending Carrie a get well card or package, we're doing our best, y'all. What did I say? We're better off uniting, right? There is no room right now for judgment. All there's room for is love and support and working together, because that's how we're going to survive this. All right, y'all. I'm wishing for you a very happy and healthy Wednesday. Again, aren't we blessed to have so many superheroes in our community? I'm going to list all those ladies down below. Yeah, truly amazing women. And we are so fortunate to know them. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday.